again.
Hey there, welcome to today's edition of Her Sports Corner podcast. My name is Lydia Farrell, and today we're going to talk about one of my favorite seasons of the sports calendar year. Yes, it's football, but more importantly than that, it is fantasy football time. Now, it may be a little intimidating when you first start looking into the ins and outs of fantasy football. There are a lot of things to learn. There's a whole ton of stats. There's a whole lot of games you have to be watching all the time, which is why I personally love it. But other than any of those reasons, I'm actually not going to throw out one number at you today, although I do have a plethora of them I can share with you if you'd like to learn. But more than not, I want to talk to you a little bit about the other benefits of fantasy football that you may not necessarily know about. So, first and foremost, you end up really watching and learning a ton of information about games that you may not even necessarily have realized was going on before. One of the good perks of this too, from the educational aspect of it, it doesn't matter what your team is doing at the time. Now, I am personally fortunate that I may or may not be a Super Bowl champion myself, but you may have a year where your team is not doing so hot and they're stuck in a rut. Your fantasy football team gives you a reason to really watch the sport, to root for some of those other players and teams that you may not necessarily think to do otherwise, and really become engaged and learn the ins and outs of the league. For me, another big perk that I always recommend people play for, it gives you a chance to really connect with family and friends you may not see all the time. I know my family, we have a big time sports league. I probably email more trash talk than anything, but you can also give out words of encouragement. You can have fun with it, and I find I stay in really good contact with those people for the better part of 6 months out of the year. Last but not least, it's a great way to kind of bring somebody else new into it and have them learn right alongside with you. My husband didn't know the first thing about fantasy football when I first started talking to him. And he may like to tell you that he's got a couple advantages on me in one of our leagues. He also would be wrong. But what I do know for a fact, that it's a great way to really enjoy a new hobby with someone else. And something that you can really engage with together, have a lot of fun watching, learn a little bit about, and get a little competitive with too. So if you haven't already, give it a shot. If you have any questions, let us know. You can always hit us up on any of our social media handles at Her Sports Corner on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I hope you learned a little bit today or are thinking about joining a league. And if you have any questions, let me know. My name is Lydia Farrell. It was nice to see you guys again, and happy fantasy football time of year.